Namaste. Today I will show you a sequence that I often do when I have a wall and just helps me assist to feel a little more supported and also sometimes to feel a little more integration in my practice. So finding a wall, with your back against the wall, start to warm up the larger muscles. So feet as wide as the shoulders, maybe outside of the shoulders, and begin to sit back. So you want to be just close enough that the spine can rest on it. So come into a horse stance or a kind of a squatted active squat. Hands can be in prayer or anything that allows you to be present, to feel strong, integrated, navel in, ribs in. And knees can go wide or knees in front of the toes. The toes are forward. If you have knee issues, knees will track over the toes, or you can go work a little bit more by opening up the hips a little bit more by turning the knees out a little bit wider. If you have any knee issues, instead work on knee tracking over toes. Pause. Pause for another breath here. Feel as if the whole spine is connected to the wall and find that length. Nice and slowly begin to rise, come back up. Coming to warrior two now. So from here, depending on how big your hips are, you might need to be a little further from the wall. Otherwise, letting your outer left hip be up against the wall. I'm doing my left side first. So my outer left hip is on the wall. Open at warrior two. Bend into the left knee. And the wall is going to help assist to draw the outer left hip back. So feel as if it is drawing back. And relax. And the wall is going to help you open up your chest, broaden through the front of the body. Relax your shoulders. And then turn your head forward if it's available. Now let's do a reverse. So the arms will sweep against the wall as you take it back, reverse. Coming back, warrior two, side angle, left elbow to the knee. Again, the wall is going to assist you to open up, stack the shoulders. Often what happens is that our shoulder goes back, but our body goes forward. So instead, align ourselves with the wall. Maybe looking up even towards our top hand. Nice and slowly press into that left heel, warrior two, come back. Straighten your left leg, triangle pose. You draw your left hip back, reach your left arm forward. Again, your wall is going to be your guide. Keep that alignment, opening the body. Maybe onto a block, go onto your left shin, or big toe, or to the floor. And then once again, the wall is here to help you to stack your shoulders without turning too much, using the whole body to turn. Nice and slowly return, come back up. And from here, you're going to switch sides. Pivot your left foot, pivot your right toes. We're moving to a revolved triangle first before we move into the other side and do the same thing. So revolved triangle, you'll windmill your right arm back, left arm forward. Now your right arm, so you might need to come away from the wall a little bit if you're not as open in the shoulders. You can come to the standing twist, left fingertips and right fingertips to the wall. Draw outer right hip back, maybe even looking towards your right fingertips. Again, feel this broadness into your collarbones. And option moving into your revolved triangle, so draw outer right hip back. Right fingertips can find the wall. Left fingertips can either be on the inside of your right foot or to the outside. And using your right fingertips or your top hand to gently press into the wall to take the right shoulder away from the wall, stack it over your left. Again, draw outer right hip back. Stay for another breath, look into your right fingertips. Draw the navel in. Nice, this will return, come back. Open up, windmill back. Nice, wide-legged. Relax. Let's do the other side. So from here, warrior two to the right side. Bend your right knee. Again, allow your back to rest. Find that nice tall spine, find that centering. Open up the arms and then turn the gaze towards your right fingertips. Sink maybe a little bit deeper. Do our reverse, turn your right palm up. The wall as a guide, reverse to back. side angle, elbow to the knee, left arm up. Use the wall. Bring the back of the heart to the wall. The left arm up. Use the wall to support yourself again. The wall is also going to help you adjust to pull that right outer hip back. Right knee is forward over your second and third toe. Nice and slowly return. Press into that right heel. Straighten your right leg. Trikonasana. Reaching right hand forward, drawing your outer right hip back. Begin to find your triangle pose. Right fingers can find the block, shin, big toe, or floor. Wherever you are, begin to bring your left arm up. Again, left shoulder over the right stack. Take another full breath in. On the exhale, slowly come back. Warrior two. Switch to the left. Again, reverse triangle, revolved triangle. You might need to move away from the wall if your arm and shoulder is not able to connect to the wall and twist. You might need to move away for deeper, then you're moving a little bit closer. Another option is to open the stance a little bit, so rather than having them so close, so maybe shoulder width apart, sometimes it's even better to pick up the right heel as well. But you can decide what feels right for you in your triangle pose. Mirror windmill the left arm back, right arm forward, press into the wall, draw outer left hip back, right hip forward. You might overdo it, so trying to neutralize. So you don't want to twist too much, but finding that balance. Often to gaze back over your left fingertips and stay here. Find your triangle pose. Right fingertips to the floor. Again, inside or outside of the foot. You can decide. And using the top hand against the wall, begin to push into the wall to draw your left shoulder back. Take another full breath in. Your left hip is going to want to stick out. Draw it back. That's why if you're close enough to the wall and your hip is against the wall, you can attack it back behind you. Slowly rise, come back up, and return. Option to close by jumping the feet together, stepping the feet together. So one final one, actually a couple more, two more. Another one is assisting with a forward fold. So feet as wide as your hips, you have to adjust depending on how deep your forward fold is. Option, if your hamstrings are a bit tight today, bend your knees as much as you need to. So first, assessing, bend your knees or fold. You might just stay here. Or if you want a little bit more, you come a little bit closer to the wall. And you have to kind of windmill yourself. So windmill yourself over to the side. And begin to bring the back of the head and the upper back onto the wall. Bend your knees if you need to. Your hands could rest. And this just feels like the weight is shifting forward and you feel like the hips are stacking over your feet. And when you're coming out of it, press your fingertips into the floor and then you gotta windmill to one side first and come back up. So let's try again. So you can come a little bit closer, you have more space. The more you try, then you can start to adjust how far you need to be. So coming close to the wall, again, moving to one side first, folding over, and resting the upper back of the head. Bend your knees if you need to. You feel like your legs, the back of the legs, the hamstrings are stretching or they're working. Relax your head and your neck. Measure inner thighs rolling back. Taking one more full breath in. And full breath out. Shift the weight back towards the heels, fingertips to the floor. Again, turn to one side so you can slowly rise back up. And one more for your hips. So another one for your hips, lizard pose on the wall. So again, it depends how open your hips are. You'll change how far you are from the wall. Sticking one foot on the wall, knee tracking over the toes. Imagine you're in lizard pose. Wiggle your foot out to the side, so it's outside of your shoulder. And bring both arms inside the front leg. So I have my left leg on the wall. So I'm going to take both my shoulders inside of my left thigh. Just allow myself to possibly hang here. Relax. Breathe, maybe in the head. Or I can bring my elbows or my hands to the wall, just like I'm doing lizard pose. But this extra gravity is going to just help me relax a little bit more in my head, my neck, maybe not strain so much, not round my back so much. And if this is okay, then I can work on binds, binding underneath my left thigh. Catch my right arm. Imagine down lizard, or you can even, if your back toes are pointed forward, then it's more like a side angle bind. You can play with a lot of things here. That's a great preparation for bird of paradise. Slowly release. Exit the pose. To the other side. Come to the other side. You can hold the wall. Pick up your right leg. So you need a certain level of mobility to be able to do this one. This is really good if you've been working on lizard and bird of paradise, but not quite getting the balance. This is a good preparation for it. But if you're not able to get your leg up the wall, then we'll work on the floor instead. But if you're working on standing balancing pose, this is a great preparation for that. So again, walking the right foot out to the right. And fingertips can be inside the right foot. We're going to drop the right shoulder inside the right leg, the right knee, right thigh. Stay, may hang here, may feel good. Or you can work on that bind again. Pausing here. Working to that right hip. Take another full breath in. And on the exhale, return. Fingertips to the wall. The right foot back. Shake it up. So those are just some of the tricks that I use the wall for to help me be in postures and feel a little bit more integrated, or just to prepare myself for other postures. Hopefully they help you as well, and hopefully you enjoy them.